I got an article here in Esquire, and it's the 2013 edition, the June edition, and this is by Mark Warren, and it's titled "We Are All Deviants," and it goes on to say John Irving is the only normal one for pointing this out. And it goes on to say, presuming to speak for most of us, I'll just say that we seem to maintain a delicate balance of our lives, reasonably certain that almost everyone else in the world is lunatic, and that it is our duty to future generations to stand at the bulwarks in the faces of all the madness. Appearances can be so tiresome, and even so often a book gives you license to just give up the game for the F's sake. Good for us that John Irving has always had a lovely and highly entertaining way of demonstrating just how crazy we all are in the 13th novel, in one person, Simon and Schuster, $28. Irving goes out on a limb and writes about the subject of debilitating sexual differences. Of course, Irving has written a lot about debilitating sexual differences his entire career, or even, or at least ever since the nicely adjusted transsexual Roberta Malden in The World According to Garp. It is important to add with Irving, it is almost often the sexual different who are the debilitated ones, but those around him. In fact, Irving's life could be described as a noble campaign, to define deviancy outside of existence. Billy Abbott, his latest protagonist, possesses the difference that is hardly different at all. He's gay, or a bi, or as Irving says, a bi guy who came from the age before AIDS, and who becomes a full-fledged deviant, or a perfectly normal person during the epidemic. With that, one person's milestone for Irving, a tipping point, to use that ruined phrase. From now on, the truly deviant will be the ones, the scowling churchmen, the reprobates, who cast everyone into hell, who cease to live their own lives without telling everyone else how to live theirs. Don't think you'll get away without transsexuals. There are transsexuals, but one person is a rich, absorbing book, even beautiful, and probably the most different book in Irving's long career. One might guess he is that he queued up his book special, just in time to snuff out the last gasp of homosexual panic in American piety. Last, that is, until the next one, to achieve a novel ripped of culture wars. But when reached on the phone at his house in Vermont, he says no. He says no. Quote, in my case, there are always these novels, 3 or 4, that I am just going to write, and they're going to be like boxcars in a station. They're kind of waiting around, and I never know which of those boxcars is going to leave the station, end quote. It says, he says, and I quote, I never try to predetermine these things. In some cases, they are stories that are fully formed, and I may have been waiting to be the next novel for 20 years. Twisted River was hanging around for the length of time before I wrote Until I Find You. Was hanging around for that length of time before I wrote it. And one person was also fully, and then it's continued. Pages continue on, but it's an article from Esquire 2013 edition. Jim.